each and every part in the service of the Lord, like his eyes, his ears, everything is like whatever all the senses that he has in his body is constantly making use of it uh, by listening to uh, kirtan and all, constantly thinking about Lord Krishna all the time. It also there's also one more point mentioned here, like we earlier discussed.
Prabhuji, I think your volume's gone down. Has your mic fallen over or something?
I'm, can you hear me now, Mataji?
Not really. It's very faint. That's better. I could suddenly hear you. No, but that's gone again. Okay, continue
It is
speaking. We'll
mute.
just
He is in mute.
now continue speaking again and we'll try and sort it out. Don't worry.
Uh, could you hear my first one?
Yes, now
Now we
we
are
can
able
hear
to hear.
you. Now that you're
Now,
closer, we
Now,
can actually hear you.
that's because I think my laptop was a bit far away,
Mm.
so possible that's why it was happening. Should I repeat the entire thing, Mataji, or
No, no,
should
no. We heard most of what you said.
yes?
So we heard up to you talking about how Maharaj Ambirisha is the one, he's using every part of his body. Yeah. So continue from there, Prabhuji, please.
Yes. Uh, so also over here there's a point that has already come across as in all the previous shlokas, that when one is performing any kind of yoga, the best kind of yoga would be the one that is keeping in mind service, devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna. Otherwise, any yoga will be of no use to anybody if it's not uh, if it's not done by keeping the Lord in the mind and in our senses. So that point is also mentioned in this paragraph out here. And there's a word called matpara that is described here, uh, which means a significant connection, I think. So, mat.
If you look at the word for word meaning at the beginning, so just after the word for
in
words,
relationship with me.
you can see what matparaha actually means.
In
Share
relationship
my
with
screen.
me.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Oh, on top, yes.
So you see right there?
Second line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Relationship with me.
Yes.
So, yes, because this was by Sri Krishna, so that is
Mm.
why he's referring and he's giving the meaning of Matpara, that is
Yes.
in direct relationship with the Lord. So Maharaja Amrisha was like Maharaj Amrish was was completely a very good devotee of the Lord. So this was in this situation he was even better than Durvasa Muni, because even then Durvasa Muni was a very big sage and a great learned scholar as well. But still, he did not. I think he was lacking in the bhakti of Sri Krishna somewhere. So in this situation, Maharaja Amrisha was more powerful than the sage himself. Thank you. That's what I. Thank you.
Nice. Would anybody else like to add? Prabhuji?
Actually, God will accept if anybody does any apacharam to him, he will excuse them. Whereas if anybody does apacharam to his adiyava, that is his disciple, he will not agree, he will not tolerate. This
Mm.
is the story of the Ambarish Charitram. Because Durvasa, he did abacharam to Lord to Ambarish.
Mm.
That's why God did not accept it, and he asked him to go to Ambarish and then ask him for excuse.
Forgiveness. Yeah.
And then after he surrendered to Maharaj Ambarish, then the Sudarshana Chakram stopped. Till
Mm.
then, it was chasing that. And moreover, Ambarish, he was maintaining his whole body towards, he dedicated his whole senses and body to Lord. uh, the Lord has given a leg to walk towards the temple, and hand to do puja to him, and nose for smelling the tulasi after offering to the God, and mouth is for tasting the holy water, that is archanam, argyam, padyam, and achamaniyam. These three things, and eyes for looking at him from his lotus feet to his head towards that. For that purpose only it has given. And Maharaj Ambarish, he has used it fully and successfully. So that's why he was, uh, the Lord was considerate, and he has offered his Sudarshana Chakram to him, for if in case of any danger or anything to him, he can give it, he can utilize it. But
Mm.
he never used it. But when Durvasa, he was angered on Maharaj Ambarish, immediately the Sudarshan Chakram, he has started chasing him, but he never used. This is the thing. And this shows he controls, he doesn't have any anger and any lust or greed on greed with anybody. That's why this shows, this is the um story of that.
Mm.
And those who are meditating, they have to meditate on Lord. And if anyone meditates other than Vishnu or uh, Krishna, then it is a void, it is a waste. Actually, it says like that.
Mm.
This
Mm.
is my understanding.
Yes, very nice. Yes. Now, I'm going to share our screen again, the Bhagavad Gita again. Now, this is it's a fairly simple verse, isn't it? Yeah. Now, the one thing that we do need to um, look here is this verse starts with the word tani. Tani sarvani samyamya. Tani sarvani samyamya means, tani means un sabko. Okay. All those. Okay. Sarvani, all. Okay. Those all samyamya, after controlling. The question then is, those means what those? So when we read the word for word, we actually understand that Krishna is continuing to talk about those senses. The word tani does not mean senses. The word tani means those. What is the word for senses? Who can tell me?
Indriyani.
Bahu samichina. Yeah, Indriyani. So, but there is no Indriyani out here. The only Indriyani you see is here. Vashehi yasya Indriyani, which is in the second line, which means one whose senses are under his control. Tasya prajna pratishtita. His intelligence is fixed. His consciousness is fixed. Okay. In which case, what does the tani here mean? So when we read the word for word, now this is where reading the word for word meanings actually becomes very important. It gives us, one, the sense of continuity, and it helps us understand what each of those individual words actually mean. So like for instance here, when Prabhupada says the word matparaha is most significant in this connection. Why? What does matparaha actually mean? Prabhupada does not actually explain the word matparaha throughout. he doesn't give you a meaning of the word matparaha. He explains the concept of matparaha, but he does not explain what is matparaha. Why? Because that has already been defined up here. So what I would suggest is when we read the shlokas, we read through the shloka first, yeah? And then after that, we read the word for word, we read the translation, we read the purport, we go back and we read the shloka, and we read the word for word and the translation one more time. And all of a sudden, you'll find that it's easier to understand the shlokas, it's easier to remember the shlokas, and it's easier to memorize the shlokas as well if you want to. Because once the understanding is there, it sits easier in your memory. That's all. Yeah. So the first thing then to understand here is, what does tani mean? Tani sarvani samyamya. The tani actually comes from the previous verse. Yeah. Because what does Krishna say in the previous verse? Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Yeah. Even though yatato hyapi kaunteya, O Arjuna, even though this vipaschitaha, this person who's full of knowledge, is trying very hard, yatataha, even then, indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Prasabham manaha haranti. Ke haranti? Kani haranti? Indriyani haranti. Who is the one that is taking away by force? The indriyas, the senses. What is it taking away by force? The mind. So you have to control. Tani sarvani samyamya. So you have to control them all. So them all cannot be the mind. Mind is only one. Tani means plural. So control all of them. All of them control who? Control all the senses. Yeah. So verse 61 basically gives us the solution to the problem which Krishna poses in verse 60. He says that the senses, in verse 60, he says the senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind, even of a man of discrimination who's endeavoring to control them. So if even a man of discrimination is endeavoring to control them, then the question arises, we do not have so much discrimination. We definitely do not have the knowledge of a full-blown yogi. So here Krishna is actually saying a full-blown yogi, his senses can be easily blown away. So if that is the case, where are we? So the answer to that, Krishna says, is, oh, don't worry. All you have to do is tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita. Asita means sit, be situated. So this, Krishna is answering Arjuna's questions. What were the questions? Hmm? Who remembers the questions?
How does one in Krishna consciousness walk,
Sit.
talk, sleep?
Not sleep.
Sit.
Oh, sorry.
Sit.
Sit and talk.
So how does it go? The verse just went out of my head. 54. स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किम आसीत व्रजेत किम. So kim asita. So the answer to that is given here, asita. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha. Okay, so how does one sits? By first bringing all one's senses under one's control. Oh, excellent. But do the senses always remain under one's control? The previous verse, Krishna has said, no, that is not going to happen. So here he gives us, bring it under control and then do what? He says, place it on me. Yukta asita mat paraha. Okay. This word mat means in me, with me. Okay. Now this word is very important here. You know why? Because till now, Krishna has not talked about himself as the focus. All this while, what has he said? He has talked about yukta, buddhi yukta, yeah, where he says you have to focus your intelligence. He's talked about sthita prajna, buddhi yukta jahati hai, he says, na? He says you have to focus your mind, yeah. But he has never said on what? On me. He has never said that. This is the first time in the whole Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is now saying, I am actually that focus. When I say that you need to bring your mind and your senses and focus them on something, I actually mean that you need to focus them on me, not on anything else. Mat paraha. And then he says, Vashehi yasya indriyani. Yasya, one whose. Indriyani, senses. Yasya indriyani vashehi. One whose senses are under his control. Vashe. Vash we say na? Vash mein lana. So one whose senses are under his control. Tasya prajna pratishtita. His consciousness, his intelligence is fixed. Okay. And Prabhupada then goes on, like we just saw. So this is a very beautiful set of verses which describe Ambarish Maharaj's devotion to the Lord. So where Krishna says, you have to fix your intelligence upon me, you have to become mat paraha. The next question is, how do I become mat paraha? What do you mean by that, Krishna? Am I just supposed to sit there and really think hard about you? Oh, that gives me a headache. And I find I can't sit for very long and think anyways. So what do I do? How do I become mat paraha? How do I get all my senses and make them mat paraha? So here the Bhagavatam has the answer to that. The Bhagavatam, we might have discussed this earlier as well. The Bhagavatam is actually a book which talks about the Lord and his devotees. It glorifies the Lord and it glorifies the devotees. Yeah. The Bhagavad Gita is a book which is spoken by the Lord, which gives which is a manual, user manual for all of us. Yeah. But the Bhagavatam it's a whole whole work which all it does is glorify the Lord. And in the process, it glorifies the devotees. And in the process of glorifying the devotees, it glorifies the Lord. The Lord and his devotees, like Parthasasi Prabhu just said, the Lord can even stand us criticizing him or being rude to him or insulting him. But he cannot stand for his devotees to ever be insulted. There is a story about how Narada Rishi asks the Lord. He says, "Oh Krishna, I am confused. If I go and ask the jnanis, they say, oh, the Lord is situated in my heart. If I go and ask the impersonalists, they say, oh, the Lord is everywhere. When I go and ask the bhakta, he says, oh, the Lord is with me. I'm confused, my Lord. And now I see you here in Dwaraka. Where exactly do you sit?" So the Lord answers, he says, "Naham tisthami vaikunte yoginam hridayeshu va tatra tisthami narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha." So this is from the Padma Purana. It says, "Naham tisthami vaikunte." I don't stay in Vaikunta. Yoginam hridayeshu va. I do not sit in the yogi's heart. Tatra tisthami Narada. Oh Narada, this is where I sit. Yatra, wherever, gayanti, singing or chanting, mad bhaktaha, all my mad bhaktas are sitting and chanting and singing about me. Mad bhakta, all the mad bhaktas. So we have to get completely mad about Krishna. And how to do that? How do we engage all our senses? So for that, the verse says, Savaibana Krishna Padara Vindayor. Manaha, the mind, was engaged where? Krishna Pada Aravindayo, in the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunanu Varnane. Vachamsi, Vachana, by words. So the mouth, yeah, is used in praising and describing the wonderful qualities of the Lord. One of the Lord's name is also Vaikunta. His home is also called Vaikunta and his name is also Vaikunta. Okay. So Vaikunta Guna Anuvarnane, describing his glories. Karau, two hands. Harer Mandira Marjanadishu. Marjanam means to clean. So he used his hands to clean the Lord's temple and to do other kinds of seva in the temple. Shrutim Chakarachyuta Satkatodaye. Sat Katha. All the wonderful stories of the Lord, he used his ears to hear about them. Shruti. Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drishau. His eyes, he used to take darshan of the beautiful body linga of Mukunda, Lord Shri Krishna. Tad Bhritya Gatra Sparshanga Sangamam. His body, his skin. So one of our senses is our skin, right? He used his skin in embracing and serving the Lord's devotees. Ghranam cha tatpada saroja saurabhe. Ghranam, smell. So he used his sense of smell to smell the flowers that were offered to his lotus feet. Shrimat tulasya rasanam tadarpite. Whatever tulasi leaves were offered to the Lord, he used his tongue, rasana, to taste that. Padau hare kshetra padanu sarpane. He used his 2 feet to walk to the temple. We can drive, that's all right. I don't expect to walk all the way to Kumyu, so that's okay. Padau hare kshetra padanu sarpane. Shiro Hrishikesha Padabhivandane. He used his head to bow down at the lotus feet of Hrishikesha. Kamam Chadasye Natu Kama Kamyaya. He used all his desires. Kamam Chadasye. So the question arises, does that mean that when I start using all my senses, my mind in the service of the Lord, I will have no desires? The answer is no, you will have desires. We are conscious beings, right? The very fact that we are conscious means that our senses will look around and gather information. When our senses are looking around and gathering information, that means there will be desire. But then, how do we then get around that desire? Kamam chadasye natu kama kamyaya. His desire was what? Just being of service. Das. I want to only serve the Lord. Natu kama kamyaya. I have a lot of desires, my Lord, but I want to use those desires to serve you. I have a desire to build a beautiful house. I'll build a beautiful temple for the Lord instead. I have, so when I say I'll build a beautiful temple, doesn't mean, okay, now I don't have a house. We build a beautiful house, build it as a temple of the Lord, and we live in it as a servant. Yeah? Similarly, I have a desire to eat. What do I want to eat? Yes. Mom, no. Butter paneer, or what is that, malai kofta.
No, I said
What do I do? Make that as an offering for the Lord. Doesn't mean I say, no, I'm not going to eat anything, I give up. No, no, no. You will see later in the next, not the next one, the one after that. Prabhupada actually says that that's the job of an impersonalist. The impersonalist says, oh, I need to control, I need to control, I need to control, which means I shouldn't look at this, I shouldn't go there, I shouldn't indulge in this, I need to control, I need to control. Don't come near me, go away, I need to control, I need to control. That's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help the person. It's not going to help the people around him. Nobody's going to be happy in the process. And why are we doing all this? I mean, let's go back to basics. Why are we doing all this? Why are we doing all this? What are we trying to achieve here?
Happiness.
Exactly. Exactly. You tell me one thing. If this whole class was one big bore, so painful that you walked away from it every time with a massive headache, didn't understand a word, would you come back to it? You might 2 times, 3 times, but then after a little while, it's going to get really draining. And when something gets draining, we don't go back to it. Which means bhakti cannot be draining. If it is draining, we are not doing it correct. What does the verse in chapter 9 say? 9.2. Thank you very much, Kirtan. What is it? How does it go? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Agyayam. Yeah? What does that mean? Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Uttamam. This is the best. It's the most pure. It's the topmost. It is secret, confidential. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam. Pratyakshaavagamam, Dharmyam. It actually tells you what is true dharma. And Kartum Pratyakshaavagamam, Dharmyam. Susukham kartum avyayam. See, when we do bhakti, it has to be avyaya. Avyaya means you cannot, bhakti is not something that we do, okay, mood kar liya na, 3 दिन kar liya. Uske baad we take, a break of about 5 days. Then we come back and maybe, if we felt like it, we do it for another 2 days. And then forget it. We take a break. And then we come back and we do it for about 3 weeks. That is not bhakti. Because what does bhakti mean? Loving devotional service. If you loved somebody, your child, would you tell your child, okay, I fed you today. Now I'm bored, man. I don't want to cook anymore for you. I don't want to feed you. We'll meet again in about 3, 4 days, okay? Does that work? Why not? Why not? Why does that work? Why do we not do that?
The child will.
Love and affection.
Love and affection, exactly. So much love, so much attachment to the child, right? Now, that is the kind of relationship we need to have with the Lord. It's a work in progress, no doubt. So, initially, yes, it is the most boring thing on earth. अरे क्या रोज सुबह उठो माला जपो अभिषेक करो भोग लगाओ. It is so tiring, boring. And then what happens? So remember, we talked about this earlier. Loving, devotional, service. It starts with the service part first. There is no love, there is no devotion. We continue doing it. We do it mechanically. We do it. We do it. We do it. We do it till the devotion comes up. What is devotion? Devotion means there is no break. If I break, then I feel something is wrong today. Not love. It's still not love. But अरे यार आज कुछ ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. आज भगवान को भोग नहीं लगाया ना. I don't feel like eating all this now. भगवान को नहीं दिया. How does I don't like it. That feeling comes up. That is devotion.
Guilty conscience.
Guilty conscience, maybe, yes. Yeah. But that needs, why does a guilty conscience come up? Because some relationship has started. Some relationship has started. That is why there is some feeling, even if it is guilt. Then when we continue doing that, then the thought changes. Oh, I'm going out to buy, I need to get groceries for the house. Okay, but I'm going to buy this, because I want to try making this for Krishna, okay? And I'm going to go shopping and I see this cloth and I say, that is so beautiful. I think I'm going to buy that for Krishna and make something out of it. Or you go out, you see a pretty flower and you go, this is so pretty. Is anybody watching? Should I take it? Maybe I shouldn't. It's not good karma to do that. So I stand, Krishna, I can't give you this flower, but please accept it anyways as my offering. We can always do mansik offering, right? Yeah. So everything, once we start looking at everything and seeing it in connection to Krishna, then the love part also starts. That's what happens with mothers and children. They go out, everything they say, my child will like this. My daughter will love this. But my son won't like it very much. But then who cares? I'll buy it for my daughter. Oh, my son will love that. Let me get that for him. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I don't have enough money, but never mind. I'm going to buy this for my children. I want to get something for myself. Not really. I'll just make my children more happy. I like seeing them happy. This is a typical mother. So when you apply the same kind of love to the Lord, that is matparaha. And so when we say kamam chadasye natu kama kamyaya, his entire kama, his entire desire was only to fulfill the desires of the Lord. And last, yatuttama shloka janashrayaratihi. And his rati. Rati means what? Rati means attachment, attraction. His attraction was to always be with the devotees of the Lord. Uttama shloka is a name for the Lord. Uttama shloka. Uttama means the highest, the best. Shloka means verses. Now, this statement actually has two meanings. One meaning is that the Lord is praised by beautiful shlokas. Yeah. So the best of shlokas are used to praise the Lord. That is Uttama shloka. The other meaning is when the Lord is praised, any shloka becomes Uttama. So even if we just stand here and just we say, oh, the Lord is so beautiful, that becomes Uttama shloka. It's not even a shloka. It is not even in Sanskrit. But that becomes Uttama shloka. Why? Because we have just praised the Lord. So in any way, anything that we do and we attach it to the Lord, it immediately becomes matparaha. So it's actually, in a word, it's very simple. Isn't it? I mean, it's actually a very simple process. The only problem is we tend to overthink it and complicate it.
हाँ तुम्हें फोन करेलो अच्छा मैंने પેલું મિસ કોલ જોયો આમાં એટલે મેં ફોન કર્યો.
That's okay. So where were we? We were with matparaha. Yeah, we tend to overcomplicate things by overthinking. Yeah. So for instance, all we had to do was, cook every day for the Lord. In the 9th chapter again, Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Patram, leaf, pushpam, flower, phalam, fruit, toyam, water. He says, give me tulsi. Oh, don't have tulsi, especially in New Zealand where tulsi. No problem. Patram, pushpam, give me a flower. So first when he says patram, we say, oh, tulsi chahiye. Tulsi nahi hai, so I can't give the Lord. Okay, pushpam. Pushpam. I need to grow roses only. Only roses I can give him. They have to be beautiful. They have to smell nice. Yes, true. If it's not there, what are you going to do? Okay, phalam. We're going to eat something, right? Definitely you're going to eat, right, every day. So whatever you eat, put it in front of him. If you got a packet of biscuits from outside, just read the label to make sure there is no, non-veg and stuff inside it. Open it and put it in front of him. Does the Lord say, no, it has to be placed only on a golden plate and given to me? No, he doesn't say anything like that. Put it in front of him and then eat it. What is he saying? He says, I want love. Bhakti upahartam. You can give him the most fantastic chappan bhog on golden plates with a lot of pride, showing off to everybody, and the Lord is not even going to look at it. Patram, pushpam, phalam, okay, you don't eat also? No problem. Toyam, without drinking water, you will die. So definitely you must drink water. So give me a little water every day with love. That's all I want. Don't overthink, don't overcomplicate stuff. And see, in most of our houses we have Gauranitai. For this Kali Yuga, worship of Radha Krishna, worship of Lakshmi Narayana is actually very, very difficult because it involves a lot of upacharas, mantras, shuddhi, this, that, so many things that have to be followed. Gauranitai, nothing. And who are they? They are actually Krishna and Balaram. But because they have come as the devotees of the Lord, they do not ask for anything. Prabhupada actually, the Gauranitai which we have installed in all your houses, actually, Parthasati Prabhuji, have you seen it?
I have in my house.
You have in your house as well. Excellent. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
offer daily that vellam and this one aval.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Daily.
Yeah.
And butter and candy.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So what Prabhupada said was, he says, whatever. So he wanted Gauranitai to go to every single person's house, irrespective of who they were. Today, now the time is already past, maybe, but another time I'll tell you the story of how we actually got 1,008 Gauranitais into New Zealand and the miracles that came along with them. Okay. It's just amazing. It's just totally amazing. The reason is Prabhupada had said that he wants Gauranitai in every single house. And he said, don't make it in, metal deities and stuff like that. So, you have to do puja and all the rest of it. He said, just make them, maybe out of clay or something. And he said, just put them on your mantelpiece above your fireplace. Tell people these are happy dolls. They are always happy. They have their hand up and they're always dancing. They're always happy. And they will also make your house very happy. So just put them on the mantelpiece. If you have incense, just wave it in front of them. If you have a flower, bring it and put it in front of them. Whatever you eat, whatever, he did not say vegetarian even, because he's in US, he's outside the country. He says, whatever you eat, bring it to them and show them. Just show them and you eat it. They will change your life. And this is exactly what we actually told one of, we did a lot of installations. And in one house, the Mataji, she said, oh, you know what, in our house, we eat meat. I am a vegetarian. I have turned vegetarian now, but I just can't get my family, my sons and my husband to become vegetarian. So we told them, this is what Prabhupada said. Why don't you give it a try? Put Gauranitai there and see what happens. She used to work in Countdown. Exactly 1 month later, we met her in Countdown. And she came running to us. And she said, you know what? Something miraculous has happened. My family has given up eating meat because they just could not bear going in front of these two beautiful children and showing them meat. Because I told them, all you have to do is before you eat, you have to go and show it to them. Whatever we eat, we have to go and show it to them. They started doing it, which means they had faith, These are really sweet people. They had faith already in the Lord. They went and showed, and she says, they couldn't. They've stopped. Now no more meat in our house. The only thing is we still get eggs because the one boy and husband still like eggs. But I'm not worried, Mataji. I am confident that will also go away in another month. This is the magic of Gauranitai. This is the magic of Gauranitai. In fact, if you know people who want to have these happy dolls in their houses, please do let us know, because we've got many. We still have, we've already installed more than 1,000. And so this is the second round, which is going around. So if you know of people who want Gauranitai, please go ahead, let them know. And this is a guarantee from Gauranitai that they will change their lives. It's not my guarantee, I can't give, but they will change the life. We have seen it happen over and over and over again. So mat paraha. Simple. Just don't overthink anything. Just love the Lord. Whatever you eat. Because that's what, again, which chapter is that? 7th chapter, na? Yajna Shishtashina Santo Muchyante. No, not 7th, 3rd. Yajna Shishtashina Santo Muchyante Sarva Kilbishaihi Bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat. Ye pachanti atma karanat. For yourself, if you cook anything and do not offer it to the Lord, what are you eating? Agham, papa. Both mean sin. Which means every day if we cook, whatever we cook for ourselves, dal, roti, rice, we cook it and we eat it without giving it to them. Papa. So what should you do? Put everything on a plate, give it to them. Simple. Life is very simple. No need to complicate. So any questions? So then we'll stop here. And next week we'll do 61, 62 on
62,
Sunday. And 63, I don't know.
62, 63 next week.
Yeah, sorry, 62, 63 next Saturday. And Sunday we'll probably do 64, 65. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, or just 64. Yeah. Thank you very, very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
everyone.
Mataji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
100 Nanika.
How are you,
Mataji,
Mataji?
Sanchita, what? Sorry.
Mataji, you were telling about the doll, happy doll installation. I'm not sure if Spurti and Jitin have told you. They were telling the other day regarding the happy dolls because they saw at our place as well,
Okay.
and we did explain them how it, as in you installed it and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So even they are interested. So can I tell them,
Please
Mataji?
do, please do. Please do. Why not?
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. No problem at all. So we have up to, we have another 1 week of Purushottam left. And if we can't do it in Purushottam, no problem. Kartik is coming up. So Kartik starts on the 1st of November up to the 31st of November. So we can do it then also. No problem.
Oh, all right, Mataji.
Mataji, also one more thing.
Yes.
On the first Purushottam month, Sanchita got her residency approved. And
Congratulations!
so many things happening in the life which is coincidence.
Sanchita got her PR.
On the first day of the Purushottam month.
First day of Purushottam month. Party.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Sure. Big party.
Crushed.
Mataji, also
One more thing.
we might move to, we're planning to, like we had already discussed, like we might move to Christchurch.
Okay.
So we're planning like around say mid-November or end of November.
Okay.
And, I was thinking I will do a course in because the government is giving free courses at the moment,
Yeah,
vocational training for the next 2 years. So I will do something apprentice so I can come out of kitchen. So that
Yes.
is what I was thinking.
Very good. Yeah.
Thinking
Yeah.
it try.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, today, if you see the jobs which are most in demand are things like, um, gas fitting, plumbing. Those guys are never going to be out of business. The tradies, electrical. So yeah, that's a very good move, I would say.
Yes, because right now I have time. So
Yeah,
so even if I change career, it will be like I have enough time to, develop my skill and then work out.
correct,
So
correct.
it's a good awakening call. And I had this in my mind for a long time. So,
Okay,
and then Christchurch would be also to buy a house wherein we can install
correct,
Krishna.
correct.
Mataji, please, when we get a house, we want you to come there and install the first Murti with us. Like
Oh,
we
sure.
want to get big Krishna over there. So we want.
Okay, that'll be beautiful. Yes, why not? That'll be lovely.
Yes,
Okay,
Mataji. Miss,
absolutely. All the very, very, very best. I'm
thank
going to
you.
be so sorry to see you move, but then we will see each other on
Yes, Skype,
Skype.
all the lessons and everything. Yes, for sure we will attend it.
So I sincerely wish you all the very, very best. I hope you get a beautiful, big house for Krishna. And I hope you get a wonderful, wonderful job, both of you.
Thank you.
And you're just very, 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 very happy.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So,
We
yeah. So before going, we'll do, you do the installation at Jitin's house.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah,
Mataji,
and then when you go, I'll give you some garnitais to take with you, and you can do installation in Christchurch also.
wow, yes, yes, sure, we will do that.
Because definitely you will find people there, and this is a wonderful opportunity actually, Prabhuji, for you to start your own Namahat, to go there and start your own Bhagavad Gita classes. Simple. It's no. Krishna has a plan. See, what did I tell you when I installed Gaurnitai? They will turn your life upside down for the better. And that's happening, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
And for my PR Mataji, everyone, each and everyone, because I got my residency through Aditya. It
Mm.
was partnership based residency. So each
Oh,
and every
Krishna.
yeah, it's because of Krishna as Krishna only. So each and every friends of mine, they used to receive call from immigration, and they used to talk for 1 hour, as in they used to
Interview.
interview, as in they
Mm.
used to ask so questions, immigration questions. In our case, Mataji, they didn't even call us, just submitted papers. That's all.
No documents we had.
Submitted, and then one fine day I saw my email and it was there. And like, all thanks to
Oh,
Krishna. All thanks to
brilliant.
Krishna.
Oh, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. Anyway, before you guys go, you must come over, eh?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Mataji.
We will come.
Yeah, yeah. So you let me know when you can come, and we'll maybe spend a day together or do something nice.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
So
so nice.
which Mataji, which days are like less busy for you? With no,
With no class, no,
like which day you're not like
Preferable.
in
occupied
the
too much and
evening,
you're not tired.
evening.
Anytime.
Any day, Mataji, we will just come on that day. Whichever is suitable for you, whatever days.
Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, after 3 o'clock, both of us are free.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and
Better.
Thursday. Yes,
All
done.
right.
We will
Yeah.
come then during this time.
Okay.
Yes.
And on Saturday, Sunday morning, up to 4 o'clock types are free.
Oh,
So you let me know whenever you want to come.
sure, Mataji.
We also want to meet Mataji and Prabhuji.
My parents.
Yes.
Yeah, they live around the corner. We can go.
Yeah, Prabhu, Mataji are welcome because we are all the time.
Yeah,
Any day convenient to you, drop in here.
24 hours we are free.
Yeah, 24 hours they are free. You can go anytime to their place.
It's 24 hours a day.
We have not met you, but we have met you only in Skype.
Yes.
We would like to.
I'll give you their address as well. Oh, Mom, you can send them the address. Oh no, don't worry, I'll send it.
Yeah. And give them the
Mataji, when we come to your place, we will just whenever they are free, we will just ask you and we will go from there.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That'll be very nice.
All right.
All good, Mataji.
Okay, thank you and all the very best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
எப்படி இருக்க?
நல்லா இருக்கேன். நான் எப்படி நல்லா இருக்கேன். அதான் என்னமோ ப்ரெஷர் இருக்கு, அது இருக்கு, இது இருக்குன்னு என்னமோ கதை அடிச்சுருக்கு.
யாரு?
வேற யாரு
இருக்கா? ஓ, ஒரு நிமிஷம். நான் எல்லாத்தையும் உட்காந்து ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணி